He was Netanyahu's ally. Now he's his fiercest critic. Former Mossad boss says Netanyahu cannot lead, cannot unify, and must go. From October 7 to Qatar's millions, Cohen points the finger directly at the Prime Minister. Secrets, betrayals, and a demand for change. Israel's power struggle just turned explosive. Former Mossad chief Yossi Cohen shook Israel's political stage on September 6th with a primetime appearance on Channel 12. In a no-holds-barred interview, he tore into Israel's leadership, questioned policy decisions, and openly challenged Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's future as Israel's premier. The timing was no accident. It coincided with the launch of his explosive new autobiography, By Stratagems You Shall Wage War, and came just days after his stunning declaration. The people want change, and he's ready to deliver it. In his words,
"For real change to happen, I need to be Prime Minister."
Cohen, long linked to Netanyahu since being appointed Mossad chief in 2016, stepped down in 2021. Since then, he has become an outspoken critic of Netanyahu, claiming he can't unify Israel in a critical period. He set out his political red lines during the interview. While he defined himself as politically right-wing, he rejected both Netanyahu's 2023 judicial overhaul and the possibility of forming alliances with the far right.
Ben-Gvir is a red line for me. I couldn't accept his diplomatic stance.
Cohen said that if he were to enter politics, his natural home would be Netanyahu's Likud party, but in a reformed new Likud with a massive turnover of its current ranks.
There are institutions we built with blood, sweat, and tears that must be defended. I don't sign on to Yariv Levin's approach. When I warned in July 2023 against the reform, it was with deep pain, because the fight itself was weakening our national resilience. Stop fighting.
As for Netanyahu personally, Cohen struck a complex tone. While acknowledging Netanyahu's past contributions, he stressed that Israel now needed new leadership committed to unity.
Netanyahu can't do that. He can't unify what needs to be unified right now.
Pressed if that ruled out a Netanyahu-led coalition, Cohen replied cautiously,
"Let's take it step by step. When I decide to enter politics, I'll say how. I'm not challenging any politician. I'm not a politician myself. But Israel needs different leadership now."
When asked directly if he would run in the 2026 elections, Cohen said he currently did not plan to, though he left open the possibility of aiming for the premiership in the future. In the interview, Cohen also addressed his role in the controversial Qatari funding of Hamas-ruled Gaza. Critics have argued that the flow of Qatari cash indirectly strengthened Hamas, but Cohen was adamant in defending his role and shifting blame squarely to Netanyahu's government.
No worker in the PMO should be taking money from any foreign state, and maybe Qatar above all.
Cohen clarified that while he facilitated Qatari funds for Gaza civilians at the request of the Israeli state, he never benefited personally nor acted in Qatar's interest.
I was asked by the State of Israel to bring more Qatari money to Gaza's civilians. I have no business with Qatar, never received money from Qatar, was never recruited by them, and never sought to promote their interests. The Qatari money was ultimately the responsibility of the government of Israel and its head.
The Shin Bet, however, quickly denied initiating the policy, pointing directly to Netanyahu's office as the driving force. Since October 7th, Netanyahu has faced withering criticism for the Qatari financing arrangement, once framed as easing humanitarian pressures, but ultimately linked by many to Hamas's military buildup. Cohen's sharpest words came when discussing Israel's greatest national trauma in recent memory, the Hamas-led assault of October 7th. he accused Netanyahu not only of failing to prevent the attack, but also of mishandling the response and aftermath.
I haven't spoken to Netanyahu in a year and a half. He is responsible for everything that happened on October 7th.
In an earlier interview with Ynet, Cohen was unsparing about what he saw as Netanyahu's failure to take responsibility.
Netanyahu should have taken responsibility and set an election date. Responsibility isn't taken after a crisis. It's taken at the start of a term. Everything that happened on October 7th is the Prime Minister's responsibility, along with everyone else in charge.
Beyond the war itself, Cohen alleged deep flaws in Israel's security doctrine, reliance on flawed military advice, resistance to Mossad oversight in Gaza, and a debilitating doctrine of avoidance that delayed action against Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas. He admitted to proposing aggressive alternatives, including a drastic relocation plan for Palestinians in Gaza to Egypt's Sinai to minimize civilian deaths, plans which he said Netanyahu's government later denied having endorsed, leaving him aghast. On Likud's fractured leadership, Cohen argued only unity could restore stability.
No one will win the Likud alone. That's my frustration. I proposed uniting the party from the bottom up, but everyone wants to run independently. They're all taking from the same cake, and in the end, it just gets bigger. There's one block. Why not unite it? Why not have a single leader for the whole?
Asked whether he could unify Israel's fragmented politics, he responded confidently with a simple yes, though rejecting any deputy roles under leaders like Naftali Bennett or Benny Gantz.
I will not be number 2 to Naftali Bennett or number 3 to Benny Gantz. I'm not interested in that. I'm not entering politics right now.
Amid his critiques, Cohen revealed he is still under a legal warning in the submarine affair inquiry into alleged tender manipulation.
Yes, I expect this will be resolved. I don't even know what I'm accused of yet. I just received the letter. I believe everything I did was for the sake of Israel.
Despite these shadows, Cohen insisted that Israel desperately requires accountability and a new direction, and blamed Netanyahu for preventing the leadership change needed before, during, and after October 7th.